Hello movie lovers, Bob for Bob's movie review here, and today I bring my new Blu-ray and DVD shopping guide and reviews for May 19th, 2020. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Remember, you can find more information, including affiliate links to purchase these movies, down in the description below. Now, quite a few titles releasing this week, quite a big week for Paramount. Not sure why, but they decided to release 3 Tom Cruise movies, all in 4K this week. It seemed a little strange, but let's get into it, guys. First up, we have Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, of course, this one became kind of well known because everybody hated the original Sonic. They delayed the movie to reanimate the Sonic character in a way that fans found more pleasing. I don't know that I was really concerned either way, but this one is releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Walmart, $27.95. Best Buy and Target, $27.99. Also, Best Buy will have a 4K Steelbook, which include 4K Blu-ray and digital, for $32.99. It'll also be releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy combo pack. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $22.99. And finally, it will be releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $17.96. Best Buy and Target, $17.99. Now, Paramount Pictures did send me over a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you guys want to check that out, just search for Sonic the Hedgehog on my channel. Now, this one has Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, James Marsden, and I can't remember who played the voice of Sonic. So in this movie, Sonic is from a different planet, I think it is, and so he's in danger, and he goes through one of the rings, which is a magic portal, and he ends up on Earth. Now, when he gets there, he stays hidden for a really long time in this small town, and eventually he just gets kind of lonely, and so he lets himself be known, and he makes friends with the sheriff. But the government finds out about him, and they send Dr. Robotnik in to apprehend him, and most of the movie is about Dr. Robotnik chasing him and trying to find him. Now, it's been a few years since I played Sonic, probably not as many as it should be, but it's been a couple, and so I thought they did like a really good job of kind of incorporating stuff from Sonic, but not making it like overly shoehorned in a way that didn't make sense. I feel like the way they incorporated stuff, it made sense. It all seemed legit, and it was reasonable. And I just like the way they incorporated, the rings and the worlds and just kind of a lot of the stuff they did. I thought was really cool and really fun. Story on this is a good story. Definitely enjoyed the story and the acting. I feel like it does suffer a little bit from there's some really good funny scenes, and then there's some really slow scenes that just kind of interrupt the fun, and I just felt like it got a little slow in parts. And overall, I enjoyed this one. I talked to a lot of people about it, and everyone said kind of about the same thing. It's a fun movie. It's cool to see Sonic. It does get a little slow in parts, and so it's an enjoyable movie though, guys. I did give this one a 3.5 out of 5. Definitely a fun story. I think, do kids know who Sonic is? I don't even know, but definitely kids will watch this, adults will watch it. It's a good family movie. Next up, Emma is releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Best Buy, $22.99. Amazon, Target, and Walmart, $24.99. It's also releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Walmart, $17.96. Target, $17.99. And Best Buy, $19.99. Now, Universal Pictures did send me over a copy of Emma for review. It looks so good in the camera. I like the artwork there that they used. I did post an unboxing of this if you guys want to check that out. Just search for Emma on my channel. Now, this one's listed as a romantic comedy. I definitely found it more romantic and less comedy. It's about this woman, a fairly young woman in the 1800s in England, and she's wealthy and well off, and she makes friends with this orphan girl. And I don't think you see the beginning of their friendship. They're already friends when the movie starts, and she's kind of trying to make matchmaker with her. She's just created a successful match, and now she wants to find her this guy, but he's kind of wealthy and on a higher class than her. But I mean, she's an orphan, so I mean, I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just saying, most people are probably going to be more wealthy and of an upper class than her, because I think she's living in an orphanage. I was a little confused on that part. where exactly she was living. But so she's trying to set her up with this guy, but people are real concerned about class. And so this other guy ends up proposing to her, and the main girl convinces her to turn him down because she has a chance with this other guy. And from there, really, this whole movie becomes like she loves this guy, but he loves her, but she loves this other guy, but he loves some other one else. And it's this group of people who none of them really seem to match. Like they all just kind of are in love with somebody else. And to me, it did at a point start to become kind of comical, just how unsuccessful they were. Like, oh no, now I wish I could get back with the guy who proposed, you know? And it's kind of like that. A fairly long movie. It was a little over 2 hours, I believe. For me, too long on this one. Too many just really slow scenes. But like I said, I did enjoy the whole story about the people loving someone who didn't love them. And, you know, I think in the end, it was a good story and a good way to end it. And, I mean, this thing looked amazing. It was such a nice looking movie. And they did a really great job. But, you know, maybe if you were into romances more than I am, it's not necessarily my favorite genre. Maybe you'd enjoy this one a little more. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's definitely had its moments of good, but definitely some stuff I didn't like. And now, I meant to mention this at the beginning of the video. There's a lot of movies changing dates, and I'm trying really hard to stay on top of them. But sometimes, like, I'm not sure for sure what the release dates are. So, like this week, Onward is listing as releasing the 19th. Now, I pre-ordered the Steelbook, and when I did, it said the 29th, and it even still says shipping on the 29th. I have to check that. I didn't check it today. But they list it as releasing the 19th. So there's a couple things, especially this week, Onward and Creepshow. I'm just not positive on the release date, guys. All I can do is my best, you know, unless the studios contact me and give me release dates. All I do is give my best to do it. That's all I can do anyways. So Onward will be releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Walmart, $29.96. Best Buy and Target, $29.99. And Walmart, no listing. Best Buy will have an exclusive 4K Steelbook, which will include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $34.99. Now, I didn't love this artwork particularly, especially since it doesn't match all the other Disney Pixar movies. But I did pre-order it, so I'll bring you guys unboxing that when I can. Target will have a gallery book version, which will include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $34.99. It is also releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Best Buy $22.99, Walmart $24.96, Target $24.99, and Amazon no listing. Next up, we have Top Gun coming to 4K. Now, I think this was to kind of coincide with the release of the new Top Gun Maverick, or whatever they're calling it, but that one ended up getting delayed now till December. I don't know. I don't have the exact date, but it's supposed to be hitting theaters in December. But we did get the 4K, and it is releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Walmart $19.96, Best Buy and Target $19.99. Now, I do believe they're releasing a matching artwork Blu-ray as well. That will include a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Walmart $9.96, Best Buy $9.99, and Target no listing. Now, Paramount Pictures did send over a copy of Top Gun for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you guys would like to check that out, just search for Top Gun on my channel. Now, here on the sticker, it does say includes newly remastered feature and bonus content. So if you guys have never seen Top Gun, it follows Maverick, who's this kind of young hotshot pilot in the Navy, and he just kind of feels like he's like the greatest, and maybe he's right, but he's a little hot-headed and a show-off, and you know, he's not necessarily concerned with procedure. He just does whatever he wants. So him and his co-pilot end up getting to go to this Top Gun. I don't know if you'd call it a school or academy or what you'd call it exactly, but basically the best fighter pilots go there, and they take this 6 or 8 week course or something, and they're competing against each other, and at the end the winning team can come back as instructors if they want. I'm not sure why the best pilot, maybe they mean at some point in the future, not right when you're done, because wouldn't you think if you're the best pilot you'd be out there flying planes? I don't know if they really said, but so, you know, he has like a romance with this woman, and you know, they're competing in these games, and his main competitor is played by Val Kilmer. And you know, overall, it's a good story. I definitely have always liked the movie. Definitely a likable story. There are a few scenes that really kind of drag, but overall, guys, I think it's a good story, good music to go along with this one, a fun movie. Tom Cruise is great. For the 4K, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to compare the Blu-ray, but to me, the clarity just wasn't great. There were a few scenes where I thought the coloring was really great. I don't know. It didn't wow me. I thought it was okay, but I do like the movie, guys. I definitely gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. Next up, War of the Worlds is releasing on a 4K for the first time. Now, I had mentioned before that I never saw it, but after watching it, I realized I had seen it before. I don't know when. I don't think I even have a copy, so I'm not sure when I watched it, but it is releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Best Buy $19.99, Amazon and Target $22.99, and Walmart $23.45. Now, Paramount Pictures did send over a copy of War of the Worlds for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you guys would like to check that out, just search for War of the Worlds on my channel. It's another Tom Cruise movie, but a lot more recent. This one came out in 2005, and I'm not sure if this is like a remake or a reimagining. I've never seen the previous one. So in this one, Tom Cruise, he's kind of, he's a dad, but he's kind of not the greatest dad, and he works overnights. And I feel like maybe they kind of gloss over this as also being a dad who works overnight. It is tough, it's tough, but he's not always there for his kids, and him and his wife have split up, and the kids, especially the son who's a teenager, so it's that kind of time, but they don't really seem to get along, and he isn't necessarily real nurturing. And some crazy thing happens, and aliens invade Earth, and they're like killing everybody, and he's got to get his kids, get out of there and save them and escape. And Tom Cruise is great in this, guys. He's really good. I really enjoyed the story. Like, it was just a really good story. Like, as a father, it really kind of hit home. And I don't know, people in the movie kind of act like like he's a coward or whatever, but he's really just trying to save his family. Like, you can't blame a guy for trying to save his family. And I really enjoyed this one, guys. It looked great in 4K. The colors were great. So many night scenes, and they just looked fantastic. Definitely enjoyed this one, guys. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Next up, Days of Thunder is releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Walmart $19.96, Best Buy $19.99, Target $22.99. Now, it is also getting a Paramount Presents Edition Blu-ray, which will just include Blu-ray, Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $22.99. Now, I did pre-order that one, and I think I'm supposed to have it on Tuesday, so I'll bring you guys an unboxing of that as soon as I can. Now, Paramount Pictures did send me over the 4K copy of Days of Thunder for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you guys would like to check that out, just search for Days of Thunder on my channel. Now, interestingly enough, this one did not include a Blu-ray for whatever reason. It was just a 4K and digital. And let me tell you guys, I love this movie. I mean, it's my kind of movie. It's definitely the kind of movie I'm into. You got cars, you got action, you got a love story, you got humor, you got John C. Reilly, you got Tom Cruise. It is great. So, this movie is about Cole Trickle, who is played by Tom Cruise. And he's a car driver, but he's real cocky and arrogant, and he doesn't really know a lot about cars. And he's just gonna do whatever he wants. And so he ends up becoming this NASCAR race driver, and he gets into an accident with this other guy, and they both kind of have these major injuries, and they have to work their way back to getting back on the track. And at the same time, he falls in love with his doctor, played by Nicole Kidman. This one also has Robert Duvall as his crew chief. And, a great movie, guys. I've always loved this movie, and I've always thought it's so much fun. And no matter how many times I watch it, I just feel like it really holds up well. Now, we had the 4K version, and I was really excited to check this out because, a lot of these cars he's in are in really bright colors. Bright green, bright red, bright pink. There's another guy's car is a bright orange and blue. And I thought, it would look really good. And the colors did look really good. I was very impressed. I really, really wanted to check out the Blu-ray on this. And I do believe I own it. I did not have time to compare it. But to me, this movie is really dark. And I feel like not because of the limitations of 4K, but because of, it was just like, it seemed to be overcast, or they're all in the shadows. And to me, the movie just, a lot of times it just seemed like the lighting was really dark, and it just seemed like everybody was in a shadow. So I don't want to take it down any for that, because that's the way it's filmed, unless they're going to try to go in and brighten it or something, which I don't know, isn't necessarily something I want to see. But it was a bit grainy, but overall I did enjoy the quality, and the movie. I love the movie, guys. I give this one a 4 out of 5. Next up is Flashdance. This one is releasing on a Paramount Presents Blu-ray. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $22.99. Now, Paramount Pictures did send me over a copy for review, and I had never seen this movie. It is from 1983, which was before I was even born. Great box. Love these boxes. They're really cool collector's items. Now, this one was about this young woman who's kind of like trying to do it all. You know, she doesn't really have any money. She's working as a welder. She's working as a dancer. And she's also trying to get on as a dancer at, I think it was a school or something. And so she's just trying to do all this stuff, which to me, like, I don't even do half that much stuff. And I feel like I never have time. But her welding boss ends up kind of like falling for her, and they kind of have a romance. And I was a little confused because I believe on here it says she's like an exotic dancer or something, but this place she dances at, it's more like artsy. They don't really take their clothes off or anything, so I didn't really know what was exotic about it. And it's rated R, but just because they swear a lot. So overall, guys, I mean, this movie was like really, really 80s, and it had lots of dancing. So if you're either into the 80s or to dancing, I would say this movie is for you. If you're not into either, I wouldn't say this movie probably has a lot to offer, because there's not a lot to the story. You know, it does have, you know, this woman's struggle and her romance, and she's always so mad about everything. But, you know, I liked it. I wish it had a little less dancing, since I'm not super into dancing movies. But overall, guys, I did like this one. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Next up, The Way Back is releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, $19.99. Walmart, no listing. Also releasing on a DVD and digital. Amazon and Walmart, $17.99. Best Buy, $22.99. And Target, no listing. Next up, guys, and like I said, I'm not positive. This was originally, as far as I know, the release date, but I believe now it's been pushed till next month. But I'm going to give it to you guys just in case, because I did find conflicting dates online. We got Creepshow Season 1 releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, $24.99. Walmart, $29.40. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $27.01. Target, $24.49. And Best Buy, $27.99. Next up is Buffaloed. This one is releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, $17.99. Walmart, $28.74. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Target, $17.29. Best Buy, $17.99. And Walmart, $25.92. Now, I did review this one, guys, in my shopping guide and reviews for $5/12/20. If you guys want that full review, you guys can go check that out. I did give this one a 3.5 out of 5. And to me, I really enjoyed this movie. I like the main actress, and I like the story. And it was kind of like she was like trying to make money, and she would kind of run these cons and stuff. And I thought it was a really fun, interesting movie. Next up is Justice League Dark Apokolips War. It is releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, $24.99. It's also releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $17.99. Now, Target will have a Steelbook, which will include Blu-ray, DVD, and digital, for $19.99. Now, I will probably pick this one up at some point in the future when it is on sale, but I don't have it right now. Next up is Fear the Walking Dead, the complete 5th season, releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Target, Walmart, $22.99. Best Buy, $42.99. And it's also releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Target, $24.99. Walmart, $25.95. And Best Buy, $34.99. Next up, Body Cam is releasing on digital platforms from Paramount Pictures. And Paramount did provide me with a streaming link to review Body Cam. Now, this story was about this woman on the police force, and she's recently lost her son, and she's recently, I believe she was suspended, and she gets back, and she needs to get to work and make money. And that night, I believe the first night, something strange happens, and a cop has disappeared, and her partner have to go investigate. Now, this movie's called Body Cam, and in the very beginning, they do show, like, they get out of their car, they turn on their body cam, and then they show some of the view from their body cam, like a found footage style, and some of it is more of a traditional style. And I was like, oh, okay, this is why it's called Body Cam. We're gonna have maybe a 50-50 mixture of traditional and found footage style, which I thought was cool. I thought it was a neat idea. They kind of dropped that real quick. We didn't see a lot of body cam footage after that. And so she is investigating. It ends up being that he was killed. And there's this woman, and all these really strange things seem to happen when she's around. And like the camera's kind of cut out, and you can't really see what's happening. And you kind of find out what happens to her and her family. And it's a supernatural kind of horror action thriller. There's a lot in this one. And then in the end, they kind of bring it back and they tie in the body cam to the ending to make the title again make sense as body cam, even though through most of the movie they didn't show a lot of body cam footage, which I thought would have been cool, but that's all right. So overall, guys, I did like this one. I thought it was a very neat, interesting idea, kind of putting this kind of like mystery of the cop trying to find out what happened with this woman, and then you kind of have this supernatural thing happening, and it was real cool. I definitely enjoyed it, guys. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, it is releasing on digital now. I believe it'll be on DVD in July. I do have that information on my website if you guys are interested. Next up is Brahms The Boy 2, releasing on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Amazon and Walmart $14.96, Best Buy $14.99, and Target $22.99. Also releasing on a DVD, Amazon and Walmart $12.96, Best Buy and Target $14.99. Now next up, guys, Mandy is getting a Steelbook release, which will include Blu-ray, Amazon and Target $21.99, Best Buy $22.99, and Walmart $29.98. Unfortunately, I have still yet to see this one. Next up, The Blues Brothers is releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $22.99. Best Buy will have an exclusive Steelbook, which will include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $19.99. Cheaper for the Steelbook. Next up is Downhill. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Target $19.99, Walmart $22.99. Now, I did review this one in the past, guys. I don't believe I've posted a standalone review, but it is in one of my shopping guides. If you guys really want to check out that review, you can just search for Downhill on my channel, and it should point you to the right video. But this one was Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and they go on this vacation. I can't remember. I think it was Europe or something, and they go to the ski resort, and Will Ferrell's kind of a jerk, and he's not really being a family man. He just wants to do what he wants to do, and he kind of causes this rift between him and his wife. And, you know, overall, guys, I like the story. Like, I could really relate to the things they're going through, but I just expected it to be funnier, and it really wasn't that funny. I did give that one a 3 out of 5 if I didn't say that. Next up, The Postcard Killings is releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $14.99. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Best Buy $13.99, Target $29.99, and Walmart no listing. Now, I did review this one before, guys. If you want to check that out, you can just search for The Postcard Killings on my channel. This one, I don't know. It was about this guy whose daughter gets killed by a serial killer, and he goes, I can't remember if he goes to Europe or if he's already in Europe, but basically the killer's sending postcards warning of who the next victim is, and he's trying to investigate it, and it was real slow, and I did not feel this one, guys. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. You know, the acting was all right, but it just, to me, it didn't really do anything for me. And next up on digital, we have Time Warp, the greatest cult films of all time, Volume 2, horror and sci-fi. Now, I did review Volume 1, and I believe that is also in a shopping guide, so you could just search for Time Warp on my channel. Quiver Distribution did provide me with a streaming link to review Time Warp, the greatest cult films of all time, Volume 2, horror and sci-fi. And this is a documentary about cult films and really diving deeper into horror and sci-fi films. And I would really say horror mainly because only like the last 15 or 20 minutes are sci-fi movies. Like Blade Runner, Buckaroo Banzai, a couple movies I had never heard of, but it mainly focuses on horror, including Evil Dead, and it does even have Bruce Campbell interviewed on this one, which was pretty cool. And guys, I really enjoyed this because not only do I love films and documentaries, but also cult films. And like I said, it took a look at about, I would say 15 movies, and it had people from them, actors, producers, directors, whatever, people who are involved with these films, talking about them and kind of what gave them cult status. And I really enjoyed this one, guys. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. They do have a Volume 3 releasing. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. Last thing I have to review for you guys is out now, Rev. Now, Lionsgate did provide me with a streaming link to review Rev. Now, the easiest way to describe this movie is Gone in 60 Seconds, which they even mention in the movie. The kid says, I had just watched Gone in 60 Seconds, and it meets Fast and the Furious. So it's about this young guy who steals cars, and he's like working at a computer store. He really doesn't like it, and he wants to start making more money, so he wants to steal more cars. And he ends up getting caught, and so they kind of turn him into an informant. He's got to infiltrate this car theft ring, and from there it really becomes a very similar story to Fast and the Furious. He's got to infiltrate this ring, and he falls in love with this girl, and he really likes the main guy, and he doesn't want him to go down, and and it's Brian and Dom all over again. Now, to me, I felt like the acting was pretty good, and it was a pretty well-produced movie. They even had some high-end cars and some kind of more exotic. They had a McLaren, they had a Lamborghini, they had a Honda S2000, a couple other, just kind of exotic cars, Viper, but they were mostly parked or just kind of rolling to a stop. They didn't really have the budget to rent out these cars to use as driving or going in high speeds, and so I think a lot of things with this movie were budget limitations. A few of the scenes, the acting was a little cheesy, but overall, guys, I thought this was a fun movie. It had, a fun story, it had cars, and it was interesting, and I did enjoy this one for sure, guys. I give it a 3 out of 5. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Curious which of these movies you guys have seen, or if you're going to pick any of them up, which ones you guys are going to pick up. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, check out the rest of the videos, and for more movie news, check out my website, bobsmoviereview.com. And I'll see you guys next time.